The morning I met the 80-year-old man who shocked an entire dental clinic, I thought I already knew exactly what I was going to see. Another patient with years of gum recession, another case of bleeding gums hidden behind forced smiles, another person slowly preparing for dentures, implants, and the painful reality that age had finally won. But the moment he sat down in my chair, everything I believed about oral aging changed. His name was Mr. Aurelio, 80 years old, farmer's hands, calm eyes, and when he smiled, I froze. His teeth were still strong. Not perfect Hollywood teeth, real teeth, natural teeth, firm gums, no deep pockets, no severe inflammation, no odor of bacterial infection. His gum line looked healthier than patients 30 years younger who spent hundreds on expensive mouthwashes and whitening kits. I remember looking at his chart twice because it made no sense. "How often do you come for deep cleanings?" I asked. He laughed softly. "Doctor, I haven't done one in years." That answer hit me hard, because most people over 50 are told the exact opposite. They're told gum recession is inevitable, that bleeding is normal, that sensitivity comes with age, that loose teeth are simply part of getting older. But sitting in front of me was living proof that something wasn't adding up. Then he leaned closer and revealed the one thing he had done every morning for decades. A single clove, not a medication, not a surgery, not a miracle chemical hidden inside a laboratory, just one dried clove from his kitchen cabinet. And what I discovered afterward completely changed the way I look at oral inflammation forever. You see, most people don't realize their gums are under attack every single day. The danger is silent, slow, invisible at first. Long before the bleeding starts, long before the teeth loosen, there's a hidden fire burning underneath the gum tissue. Dentists call it chronic inflammation. Scientists call it oxidative stress. I call it the silent destroyer. Inside your mouth live billions of bacteria. Some are beneficial. Others are aggressive invaders waiting for the perfect moment to attack weakened tissue. The moment your immune system drops or your antioxidant defenses weaken, these bacteria begin triggering inflammation deep beneath the gums. That inflammation slowly destroys collagen, then bone, then stability, and eventually the tooth itself. Most people think brushing harder fixes the problem. It doesn't. In fact, some people are literally brushing their gums away every morning without realizing it. Others use alcohol-based mouthwashes that dry the mouth so severely that harmful bacteria multiply even faster afterward. And then there's sugar, acidic drinks, vitamin deficiencies, stress hormones, poor sleep. Everything compounds into one perfect storm. But here's where cloves became impossible for me to ignore. After seeing Mr. Aurelio's gums, I began diving into the research surrounding clove compounds. What I found stunned me. Cloves contain one of the most powerful natural antioxidant compounds ever measured in food science. The key compound is called eugenol, and eugenol behaves almost like nature's protective shield against inflammation. Researchers discovered that eugenol can help suppress inflammatory pathways linked to tissue destruction inside the gums. One pathway in particular involves an enzyme called COX-2, the same inflammatory target many anti-inflammatory drugs attempt to block. But unlike synthetic products that circulate through the entire body, cloves release these compounds directly inside the mouth, exactly where the damage begins. That's why, when Mr. Aurelio pressed a clove gently between his teeth every morning, he wasn't just freshening his breath. He was bathing his gums in anti-inflammatory compounds before breakfast even started. And the results had been accumulating quietly for decades. What shocked me even more was what happens when gum disease spreads beyond the mouth. This is something many people never hear. Bleeding gums are not isolated. When gums bleed, bacteria gain access to tiny blood vessels beneath the tissue. From there, harmful bacteria can enter the bloodstream and travel throughout the body. Researchers have actually detected oral bacteria inside arterial plaque linked to cardiovascular disease. Think about that. Your mouth is not separate from your heart. It's connected directly to it. Every inflamed gum pocket becomes an open doorway. And this is exactly why chronic gum disease has been associated with higher risks involving inflammation throughout the body. Mr. Aurelio unknowingly protected more than his teeth. He protected the entrance to his entire immune system. Now, before I show you the exact morning protocol he used, there's something critically important you need to stop doing immediately if you want healthier gums. Mistake number 1, brushing aggressively. I know people think harder equals cleaner, but biologically that's a disaster. Your gums are delicate tissue, not kitchen tiles. Aggressive brushing causes recession by physically pushing the gum line backward over time. Once the root surface becomes exposed, sensitivity skyrockets because roots aren't protected by enamel like crowns are. Mistake number 2, constant acidic drinks, lemon water all day, sodas, energy drinks, even certain healthy detox beverages. Acids soften enamel and disrupt the mouth's natural bacterial balance. Harmful bacteria thrive in acidic environments. Mistake number 3, nutrient deficiency. Without enough vitamin C, collagen production weakens. Without enough vitamin D, immune regulation suffers. Without proper nutrition, your gums literally lose their structural support system. It's like building a house on wet sand, and this is where consistency matters more than intensity. Mr. Aurelio didn't use expensive treatments. He used repetition, daily protection, small actions repeated for decades. That's the real secret most people ignore because it sounds too simple. Now let me show you exactly how he used cloves every morning. The first method is the easiest, the whole clove method. Take one whole clove and place it gently near the gums or sensitive area. Don't crush it aggressively, just press lightly with your teeth and allow the natural oils to release slowly over several minutes. The goal is gradual exposure to the eugenol oils. Many people notice fresher breath almost immediately. Some report reduced sensitivity after consistent use. Others notice less bleeding during brushing within weeks. And here's something important. Consistency matters more than quantity. You do not need excessive amounts. Small daily exposure is what creates long-term support. Deixamos no primeiro link na descrição guia prático para você acessar de forma rápida, clique e veja. The second method is something I now recommend carefully to patients looking for a natural rinse alternative. The clove water rinse. Boil 1 cup of water with about 10 cloves for 5 minutes. Allow it to cool, strain it, use it as a gentle mouth rinse twice daily for around 30 seconds. Unlike many commercial rinses loaded with alcohol, clove water doesn't create the same harsh dryness that disrupts protective saliva. And saliva matters more than people realize. Saliva is one of your body's natural defense systems. It buffers acids, supports healthy bacteria, and protects enamel. Destroy saliva, and bacteria gain control. Now the third method is the strongest, and it should always be used carefully. Clove oil. This oil is highly concentrated. A tiny amount applied gently with a cotton swab can temporarily soothe irritated areas because eugenol also acts as a natural numbing compound. In fact, dentistry has used eugenol-based materials for generations in temporary fillings and dental applications. That's how powerful this compound truly is. But there's another side effect nobody talks about enough. Digestion. This surprised me too. Many people with chronic inflammation also struggle with digestive imbalance, and your gut health directly affects immune regulation throughout the body. As clove compounds travel through the digestive tract, they may help support microbial balance and digestive comfort. Traditionally, cloves have been used for bloating, heaviness after meals, and digestive irritation for centuries. A healthier digestive system supports a stronger immune response, and stronger immunity supports healthier gums. Everything in the body is connected. That's why isolated treatments often fail long-term. You cannot separate oral health from the rest of your biology. And honestly, that was the biggest lesson Mr. Aurelio taught me. Modern dentistry is incredible. Surgeries save lives. Implants restore confidence. But prevention still beats repair every single time. One daily habit repeated over years can quietly reshape your future. Most people wait until pain forces action. But gum disease rarely begins with pain. It begins with tiny warning signs people ignore. A little bleeding, sensitivity to cold, persistent bad breath, slight swelling, mild recession. And by the time serious pain appears, damage has often been happening for years. That's why this simple ritual matters, not because cloves are magic, but because they support the body before destruction becomes irreversible. Deixamos no primeiro link na descrição guia prático para você acessar de forma rápida. Clique e veja. The morning after meeting Mr. Aurelio, I started paying closer attention to my older patients who still had strong natural teeth. And you know what I discovered? Almost all of them had simple daily rituals, not complicated biohacks, not expensive products, consistency, herbal rinses, traditional habits, simple foods, daily routines repeated over decades. Science is only now beginning to explain what older generations practiced instinctively for years. And maybe that's the real lesson here. Health isn't built in one dramatic moment. It's built quietly, every morning, every habit, every decision repeated again and again. So tomorrow morning, before coffee, before breakfast, before rushing into your day, try it. 1 clove, 1 simple ritual. And pay attention to what your body has been trying to tell you all along. If this story taught you something valuable, subscribe to the channel and stay with us because the next videos will uncover more forgotten natural habits that modern science is finally starting to understand. And tell me in the comments, did your grandparents ever use natural remedies for teeth or gums? I read every comment carefully because sometimes ancient wisdom arrives long before scientific proof does.